You do not have to use any extreme diet or give up your carbohydrate products to lose weight. However, you can follow a set of completely new principles called 3-week diet to lose decent amount of fat with diet routines. It uses the power of health foods that naturally slows down the absorption of sugar. This way you will be able to eat food that you like. If you consume excess starch or refined sugar, food very quickly gets into our bloodstream, which leads to increased blood sugar levels. Our body produces the hormone insulin, which is responsible for the repatriation of sugar from the bloodstream into the cells. However, with the passage of time it makes the excessive amount of insulin that it increases the resistance of the muscle cells to the effects of the hormone. As a result, this leads to type 2 diabetes or heart disease. In addition, elevated levels of insulin stops cells from burning fat, which is why we cannot burn and gain weight. Now, how to stop the cycle and make your body work properly? The easiest way is to exclude those foods that cause a rapid rise in insulin levels. But does that mean that we should forget about potatoes, rice, flour, corn and other cereal products? That does not sound encouraging. It turns out that this can be remedied in a less radical way. It should reduce blood sugar levels by eating natural substances in food that are slowly absorbed carbohydrates. Consume fatty foods 10 to 30 minutes before meals. The reason? In this way, you will feel full for longer periods of time. Between the stomach and small intestine is a muscular ring, which regulates the speed with which food leaves the stomach and enters small intestine. But you can send it a signal to slow down the work. Fat tightens the pylorus and slows down digestion. Deceive its work, provided that we eat a handful of nuts or a piece of cheese just before a meal. Begin each meal with salad. Why? Soluble fiber is contained in the pulp of fruits and vegetables such as carrots, beans, apples. The fiber dissolves and thus releases glucose. However, this requires some time. In turn, glucose is slowly absorbed into the bloodstream, so the body needs less insulin to process it. Therefore, the best and easiest way to ensure a large amount of soluble fiber is to eat a salad before each meal. A little vinegar. Vinegar is recommended, but only in small amounts, for slow degradation of starch into sugars. A high content of acetic acid in the vinegar deactivates amylase, an enzyme that breaks down the starch into sugars. In addition, vinegar has another advantage: it increases the body's sensitivity to insulin. Add it to salad dressing or gently beat meat and vegetables. Vinegar, such as salt, extracts the flavor of food. Eat high-protein products. It sounds paradoxical, because insulin is a protein hormone produced by the pancreas. But despite the fact that the protein does not contain glucose, it causes a first-phase insulin response, which takes place so quickly that stops the rise in blood sugar and reduces the amount of insulin. In addition, the high-protein meals, e.g. fish, white meat, accelerate metabolism and reduce appetite. Eat briefly cooked vegetables. Briefly cooked vegetables will be slower to digest. Vegetables contain valuable fiber and less sugar than fruit. Boil until they are soft, medium, saturated soluble fiber and filled with a small amount of water, so to slow the absorption of sugars. Also, if you eat fragile vegetables in large pieces they can reach the stomach. Sweets in small quantities only for dessert. If you eat sweets on an empty stomach, it's not going to help you slow down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. If in turn you will eat sweets after a meal, it will work all of the above principles that will help you get rid of excess weight. If you want to maintain normal blood sugar levels, be sure to avoid snacking between meals. But you do not deny myself the pleasure: a few sweets after a meal will have little effect on blood sugar and insulin.